Hey guys, it's Julia here, and today I have this laptop, which you guys can tell what it is probably from this, but this is an HP Stream in pink. Now, this is going to be for the looking back. It might go up late because I'm recording it the day of because I wasn't home a lot of the day yesterday, and I just had a lot going on again, but I promise I'll get these videos, rolling. I plan to record a ton and schedule them and things like that. I already have the plans completely, written out in a document. I know what computers I'm gonna do what days. I might switch things around, but it's set to end August 26th for the Looking Back series. Still every Monday and Friday, and then on Wednesdays I'll have other videos that aren't looking back. I'll try on both of the channels. I know that the gaming channel has videos scheduled the whole month of June, but I need to make some for this channel as well. Any ideas, let me know in the comments. I do have some, but I don't want to run out, so give me ideas of things you guys want to see. Anyway, let's start the video. So this laptop, I'll show you guys, is an HP Stream. I'll show you the specs and stuff, but we are going to do something with this computer in the video. And this computer, I actually just reinstalled it with like Windows 10, but I want to wipe it and do something else in this video because this computer didn't come with Windows 10. It came with Windows 8.1 with Bing. So my plan for this video, I'm going to show the computer, talk about it. I'm going to install the original OS that came with it. The reason why is I'm actually getting rid of this computer. And the reason is because this computer I never liked it. It always had issues. The Wi-Fi never works properly when I install Windows on it. And I just don't like this computer. It's just, there's so many things about it that annoys me. It's also really slow. Even the factory OS was a bit weird on here. I tried it a few years ago, like 2-3 years ago, because I got an ISO of it, and it's still like acted weird with like certain things. But we're gonna see in this video if it works, because I'm gonna install it on here, but I am gonna end up giving this to a friend or something, because I'm just done with this computer, honestly. And if they want to mess with it, sure, they can mess with it, because I hate this thing. But the backstory about this computer is that it was given to me by someone at my youth group back then. I think it might have been around like 2017, I believe, that this was given to me. It could have been late 2016, but I feel like it was 2017 more like. I'll try and find screenshots and tell you guys exactly when I got the computer, hopefully, if I can find anything. So hopefully you guys will be seeing that. But this computer was given to me. It had the factory OS on it. I should have kept it, but me, I upgraded it to 10 and stuff like that. And I really didn't use the computer that much, honestly, because I have, a ton of other computers. And back then, the Envy was my main computer when I got this. So I was using, that, but this was just a mess around system, basically. But I've tried many different operating systems on it. Nothing seems to run well. Yes, I did get Chrome OS Flex on it, but I decided just to wipe it because I wanted to mess with it. So basically I installed Windows on it, but then I'm like, I actually want to install 8.1 back on it because that's better than just installing 10. So I'm gonna go grab my USB. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got my USB right there. We're gonna power on the computer and go to the boot menu. I believe that's F9 on HP's. And hopefully my Ventoy will boot because it might complain about secure boot or something. Oh no, it's working. Okay. I can't show that because the names are still changed from my friend renaming them, and I'd rather not show what they named my ISOs. Just because, Anyways, here's the ISO, Windows 8.1 with Bing. So I'm gonna hit enter. I think I forgot to press a key, so I think it's starting Windows, but I'm not sure. But I did plug it in and go to try to boot to it, so I hope it's booting to it and not the OS. Alright, so it did boot into the OS. I'll be right back because my camera kind of looks dirty. Alright, yeah, my camera was dirty, so I just cleaned it, so sorry about that. I'm using a mouse because in setup you can't use the touchpad. It never works on this computer, which is really stupid. So I just grabbed a mouse and I'm using that. Install now. Now, the reason I'm installing with Bing is because this computer has a license for it. It's what it came with, and if I'm getting rid of it, I just want to install the OS it came with on here. Plus, I'm curious to see how it works, because I know I tested it like 3 years ago, and it pretty much was still weird. See, at 8.1 with Bing, it's not asking us for a key because it probably detected the BIOS key. But I'm just going to delete all the partitions because there's nothing important on it. It was just a clean install of Windows that I don't care about. So new, apply, okay, because I always do that so it creates the partitions correctly. You technically don't have to do that, but it's just something I always do when I install Windows. But I thought, you know, if I'm getting rid of this computer, I might as well install the OS it came with. One of my friends is gonna mess with it and see if they can get stuff to work on it. Which they probably, I don't know if they're gonna be able to, because this computer is just not good. They're probably gonna have the same issues as me. But, you know, at least I'm getting rid of it. And I will say this, I am getting another computer that is basically equivalent to an HP Stream, but it's not, and it's a lot better. It's still like eMMC, it's still, you know, the same amount of RAM and all that, but the processor is a bit better. It's still a Celeron, but it's actually a better Celeron, and it doesn't have stupid issues with drivers, and things will work properly on it. It's basically a better version of this computer, which I do have a plan for that computer when I do get it. But the reason I'm getting more computers is because I'm getting rid of computers, and there's a lot of people, like my brother's friends, other people I know that are basically just giving me computers because they have old computers that they want to get rid of. So I've been getting a lot more computers recently. Plus, I did get that laptop a lot. However, I'm probably not going to buy many more computers right now because, as you know, this Looking Back series is going until the end of August, and basically, for any other new computers I get, they might not even be part of a Looking Back. I might just make videos showing the computers, but it's not necessarily going to be called that. So, basically, I'm not sure yet, because I don't want this to go on till September, because I'll be in school. Like, I start school late August, so I wanted to have the series wrapped up by then, since, you know, I'll be busy with school and I won't really have time to work on these videos anymore. Because once I start school, I'll still try and upload every Wednesday if I can, but things might come up and it might not necessarily be every week once I start school again. So just keep that in mind. The uploads might slow down once the end of August is there. Well, early September, more like. But I'm going to let this install. You can see the eMMC on this computer is really slow. And yes, I know this computer's pink. It was given to me like that. And also this key was broken when I got the system, I believe. But pretty much the story behind the person that had this computer, they used it for school, I'm pretty sure is what they said. They used it to get their schoolwork done and stuff. And then they ended up getting a newer computer that was better and faster, and they just had this one laying around, and they knew I liked computer stuff because, you know, me being in my youth group, I always talked about my passion for technology, and, you know, I got this computer because of that. I actually got a few more computers from there, but they're broken. And I did fix a few computers from there that I don't have because obviously I gave them back because I fixed them. But maybe in another video I can talk about that and show pictures that I have of them in one of my videos. Which, by the way, while this installs, I'm going to show you another computer. I'm not going to, like, mention it in the title, but this is that Sylvania little netbook, as you can see. And it's really a strange computer, in my opinion. I have no idea if this computer works or not. It was thrown in a recycling center, and it's really cracked and messed up, and you could see that's like the model number and stuff. I don't have a charger that meets that, and I don't want to plug in a charger that might break it. You could see that it has Windows CE though, because it's right there. But the thing is that this computer is honestly junk, and I'm probably going to end up getting rid of this and not showing it in a video. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to show this computer in a video, but the thing is, I don't have a charger for it, and I really don't want to buy a charger. But if you guys really, really want to see it, I will buy a charger for it. But leave a comment if you want to see it, because I do know someone that does have a charger for it, and they were willing to take it. But in that case, you know, I wouldn't be able to make a video on it anymore, unless I have them make a video on it, which I don't know if they would or not. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make a video on this laptop, so I thought I'd show you guys this computer, because I know some of you guys were interested in it, so that's why I wanted to ask you guys your opinion. Should I get a charger for it so I can show it on a video, or should I just get rid of it? Or I might even just take it to a recycling center. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I mean, it did come from a recycling center, so it might not even work. So we're still installing Windows, as you can see. And if I do show this computer, I will just bundle it in with one of the other videos, because I still want to set it to end August 26th, or I might take one of the other ones and combine it. Because that's why some videos will have more than one computer in it. Not all of them, but some of them will show more than one. So yeah, and some of the computers don't even work, so it won't even be that much longer. And I might not necessarily be doing stuff with every single computer if I'm going to be showing multiple, because there's some computers I don't want to do anything with. So anyway, I'm going to let this install. It's really slow, and I'm using my Ventoy USB, and it's going. But I think it's not the USB. I have a feeling it's the eMMC being slow. Then again, this is probably using USB 2.0 speeds, even though the USB is 3.0. I'm pretty sure this computer is 2.0 only. So I'll let this install and I'll come back. So it just rebooted. I just realized I need to unplug it. It might try and boot to the Ventoy, and I don't want it to do that. But one other thing I noticed about this other Salvanian netbook is that it looks like the battery might be expanding, which isn't good. I can't tell if that's expanding, but let me know. Is it? Because this thing popped off and it won't fit in here properly. So I don't know if it got dented up. I don't know if it's expanding, but I probably will end up taking this to a recycling center now that I think about it, because I really don't trust it. And I want to, you know, get rid of that battery because it just doesn't look safe. So anyways, we're getting devices ready. It's doing its thing. And once it, you know, gets to being able to be set up, I'll record another video. So this only took a few minutes, but we're finally at a screen, so I might just leave the default color. I don't know what I'm gonna name it. Maybe I'll just name it, hold on. I'm just gonna keep it simple, HP-stream, because I want to keep the username simple. And this is what I'm talking about. The Wi-Fi is really weak, because you need to, like, get drivers. And I don't want to do express settings. I am going to temporarily not set up Windows Update, because there's an update you need to install to get Windows Updates working on 8.1. Because there's basically just Microsoft broke stuff. So for the user, I'm just gonna name it user. Like, if it lets you, I'm just gonna name it user, which I think it does, because I've seen computers with just user. So I'm just going to keep it simple and name it that. Because obviously, you know, it doesn't need to necessarily have a username. And because I'm most likely getting rid of this computer, I'd rather just name it user. Because I'm just going to hold on to it. And then eventually I might give it to a friend and see what they can do with it. So it is saying you can get new apps from the store. Let's start. And also, just FYI, the trackpad is not even going to work. So if I try moving it, the trackpad never works when you install Windows on it. And the reason is because you have to install a serial I/O driver, which Windows won't even get either. So you have to actually go to HP's website and download the drivers for this computer. Like, that's how horrible this laptop is. And reinstalling Windows on it is like a pain. The weird thing is that in Chrome OS Flex, everything just worked. The Wi-Fi worked good, the touchpad worked good. I did make a video recently on installing Chrome OS Flex on here. But, you know, these computers do belong on Chrome OS, but I just wanted to still put the factory OS on it. Or I might install Chrome OS if they want me to install Chrome OS on it. Windows 8.1 with Bing. It's not activated, probably because it's not on the internet. But I'm going to go to the system properties and show you guys the specs of it. So it's a Celeron N2840 at 2.16 gigahertz, 2 gigs of RAM, 64-bit, because if you do not install 64-bit, the trackpad will never work because that serial I/O driver requires 64-bit. And I have tried to get 32-bit working, but no, it never works. So basically you're forced to use 64-bit on this, which is another thing that's annoying. So basically the storage also is not very good because it's only 32 gigs of eMMC, which obviously it's not going to show exactly 32 gigs because it never does. You know, any capacity drive will never show the exact capacity. So you can see it's not a lot of space. Now I'm going to be right back because I'm going to plug in my Ethernet adapter and we're going to get some drivers off my server because I did store some drivers on there, and we're going to install some drivers on here. So I'm copying the drivers over, but as you can see, it is missing a lot of drivers because when I install Windows on here, it basically has like no drivers and you have to install all the drivers manually. Well, maybe not. I think it just installed something, but I'm still going to install all the drivers in the folder just because I want to make sure it has every driver. So I'm going to stop this and then come back. Alright, so we got the drivers. We're going to install them. So even though they might already be here, I'm still going to install them. Why is there a folder? For some reason, this driver I think is extracted. But I'm just going to run the setup instead. So even though this has audio, I'm still going to install the one from HP. Because some of these drivers might be better than the ones Windows has. And you can see it's still missing a ton of drivers. So I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to install all these drivers. It might take some time, which is the reason why I'm probably not going to record the entire process, but because I'm just going to be opening each folder, running the setup, installing the drivers, and hopefully this list should be no unknown devices, and it should have all the drivers in the end. So I'm going to let this do its thing. You can see the trackpad still doesn't work at all because I have to get to that serial I/O driver, and then it should work after a restart because I believe you have to reboot for that one, and then once you reboot it'll start working again. So anyway, I'm gonna go through this list, install these drivers, and afterwards I will come back when I'm done. Also, one thing to note, this setup looks so old for this Realtek driver, which I downloaded these back in 2019, so there might be more up-to-date ones, but these are the ones that I have. So hopefully they'll work. Hopefully they're for 8, although I believe the only drivers they had for this computer were for 8 and 8.1 anyway, so I'm going to install these and we should be fine. So I'm still installing drivers and I'm not even close to being done, and yet the CPU is just completely maxed out at both cores, and now it finally opens. Like, jeez, this computer is just really slow for some reason. I mean, it is a Celeron, like an older Celeron, but still, hopefully this chipset driver will get a lot of these drivers over here. You can see it's flashing. But anyways, thought I'd show that. I'm pretty sure the Wi-Fi is still crap because I haven't gotten to installing that driver yet. Yeah, I haven't. So I'm adding this in the video. You can see the Wi-Fi driver is obviously installed successfully because you can see that I have full signal bars now. I still find it weird though that you have to install a driver to make it work, but I'm going to keep this on Ethernet as I'm currently updating it. But anyways, back to the video. And I think that installed, so I don't know actually. I need to go back and look at the video, but I'm going to continue. So now I'm installing the graphics driver because Windows didn't even get it either, but it turns out the touchpad is working now because you can see I'm moving the mouse and it's working, so the chipset drivers helped. Well, I think the serial I/O did because it was in that list. You can see our driver list is getting smaller now So we're getting close, and uh-oh, that's not good. It doesn't meet the minimum requirements. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I have a solution for that. So, if I go to properties of the display adapter, and I go to driver, update driver, browse, and then I go to the desktop. Where is it? There it is. And then I go to graphics, and then I expand it, and I go into the extracted folder. Oh, I guess that's not working. Well, I might have to go find a driver. Maybe this is a Windows 10 driver, but I'm just going to continue installing the other drivers and come back to this one. Well, guys, I got another error on one of the network drivers. Maybe that's just not the proper one because there's 3 here, but I'm just going to continue and hope the other ones install. No, go away. I'm not installing my mouse because I'm not keeping this computer. Why would I? It's working anyway. Well, anyways, I'm gonna continue. Oh, wait, that says Windows 10. Nope. 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 We're not continuing that one. I think these are Windows 10 drivers. That's not good that I'm installing Windows 10 drivers on 8.1. I feel like I'm gonna brick this and have to reinstall it, because I thought these were 8.1 drivers, but I guess I was wrong because I don't remember since I downloaded these so long ago. So anyways, I will be back. So guys, I installed all the drivers. I'm now installing the update to fix updates on 8.1, so that way I can actually get it to check for updates. It might work without it, but I'm still installing it anyway, just because I want to make sure it works. But you can see we have all the drivers now. In fact, Windows actually automatically got the display driver, but I checked HP's site, and they actually had a more out-of-date one on HP's site, which is kind of funny, but I did have to go there and download a few drivers, because the network driver was for Windows 10, same with the Bluetooth driver, so I had to download those and install them. I think the other ones, I don't know if they were for 8 or 10 or not, but the other drivers, except for those, seem to have installed fine, so I'm just going to leave it like that. If there's any issues, I can always fix it later on, but I'm just going to install this update, and then afterwards I'm going to run Windows updates, get it fully up to date. Then I'm going to, I'm going to do some cleanup, compact the OS to save space, maybe clear the software distribution download folder because all the Windows updates will download there and I want to free up space. I'll probably disable hibernation, and pretty much those steps are things you really need to do on these low storage devices, otherwise they're going to run out of space. And also the ones that are on Windows 10, with the feature updates, you have to have a certain amount free. However, I know they've been doing enablement packages for like the past 2 years, so I doubt there's going to be like a actual build upgrade. In fact, 21H2 is probably the last version of Windows 10, unless they decide to release another feature update, which will probably just be another enablement package that fixes bugs, if I have to guess. But I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to let this install, check it for updates. I'll probably stop the video then, just because, I don't want this video to be long. I need to get it out today, and I know installing updates is going to take hours, but I told you guys how to free up space. Plus, I did make a video a few years ago. I think it was like towards the end of 2018. I made a video on how to update these low storage devices because they're low on space, and I showed everything you needed to do to free up space. And even if there isn't a feature update, it's still good to have as much free space as possible. So if you want to watch that video, I'll link the card above now, so you can go watch that if you want, or watch it later. But that video definitely will help you guys free up storage on these devices, regardless if you're updating them or not. Although I would probably keep them still up to date if you do use them for security reasons and stuff like that. So I'm just going to fully update this. I'm not sure, when I give this away, I'm not sure if they're going to keep 8.1 on it or if they're going to reinstall it. I don't know, but I'm just going to give it to them with the factory OS, and they can do what they want with it. So, because I have someone that might want this computer, so I'm going to give it away. Because I don't like this computer, and I'm getting one that's basically a better version of this, but it's not an HP. You guys will see that in a later looking back. on that system and what that system is, but it's gonna work a lot better than this and be similar, but just a better version of it. It even looks nicer as well. So I'm gonna check this for updates. I'll be back. Alright guys, so we finally found some updates. I found 126 updates. Now, I don't know if this issue's on 8.1, but this is what I usually do. I usually uncheck them all, and then I check up to like 50 updates, and then I install 50 at a time. The reason I do that is because some computers, if you do like over 50 or over 100, it will fail because some computers just, I don't know, it just fails on lower end systems for some reason. So this is what I usually do just to make sure that the updates install successfully. Now, after I install the updates and it says it's up to date, I check again because obviously it's going to find more updates. Because obviously, yeah, I installed 51, but that's fine. That's close enough, but pretty much this is what I always do when I'm installing 7 or 8.1 is that I'll just do like around 50 updates at a time just to be safe. Especially 7 has this issue. I don't think it's really happened to me on 8.1, but I just want to play it safe because this computer is really slow. Also, I'm going to free up some space by, like, deleting the update to fix updates because it's already installed, deleting these drivers because that's taking a lot of space, and emptying the recycle bin. And then after that's empty, I go in here and I see there's 13 gigs, which still isn't a lot. And I see Support Assistant installed itself, which I did not install that, but I did install something to help detect the drivers, and I think HP installed it. And you can see it's just complaining here about random stuff, but yeah, Support Assistant's opening, which I didn't install it, but I guess I'll just leave it there anyway. But anyways, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm just going to get it up to date, do all that stuff. I believe I also made another video on freeing up space back in 2018, like a different one, but it wasn't on an HP stream. But it's basically the same things I did in that one video. But if you want to look back at that, I'll also leave that above the video as well if you want to look at that one. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Sadly, this computer you won't see in any future videos because I'm most likely getting rid of it. But I'm getting a better replacement of it that doesn't have these weird driver problems. So that'll be replacing the HP stream. I'm actually getting rid of a lot of computers that either aren't worth it or don't work because I might be getting some more from my brother, so I want to be able to have the, better computers and get rid of the other ones. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll update this and finish it up today, but I'm going to work on editing the video now while this updates. And bye-bye for now.